crazy, but when I saw the new, the new package, this was my reaction. I took a look at my slippers. I took a look at the slippers that I have on my feet. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo. I'm a Nigerian fashion, lifestyle, commentary and mom YouTuber here. I'm living here in London. So guys, today we are going to be discussing trending topics on the internet, and oh my god, this week has been full of it. From the really sad to the frivolous. So we're going to be starting with one that really shook my being this week, guys. I've never in my whole life seen anything like this before. I watched this video, and for the longest time I was traumatized. I felt so helpless. I felt rage and I felt helplessness. And okay, I'm talking about the George Floyd video, guys. Oh my goodness, if you haven't seen this video, then you're probably living under a rock somewhere, because this video is everywhere, and even right now there's a lot of protests going on, both on ground and on social media. So this policeman snuffed this guy's life out. Like, he had his knees on this guy's neck and choked him to death in broad day freaking lights. Like, do you know something? When I was watching that video, I was angry. I don't know how America operates. Honestly, I have no idea how America operates. But I was like, how are people just standing by? There was a guy that was talking, and the guy kept saying, "What's up, bro? You really gonna kill him, bro? You gonna do this, bro?" And I was like, can't somebody just barge in and just leave the. Why one person is distracting this guy, let somebody else just barge in and push that guy off this guy. Like, they literally, everyone just was just like, "You're gonna kill him, get off him." And this guy, I mean, they literally just watched this man, this police murderer, snuff the life out of this man. I just for the longest time I just couldn't get that. I wished I hadn't watched that video, because it was traumatic. But but then again, so many questions. I'm just like, how is it this is even a country? How can this kind of thing even happen and people are watching? Like, it was. But you know what? Later I was having a chat with my brother-in-law. We're talking about the matter, and he was saying that the bottom line, the crux of this whole issue, is the fact that these people don't give a shit about blacks. And it all boils down to Black Africa. Black Africa has failed all of us. He was giving this analogy, like back home, if people are fighting, when people come out, they'll say, whose parent is this child? When they find out, when they know who your parent is, then they will know how to deal with you. It's like there's no regard for, you when you're black. No freaking regard for you. So they treat you like shit. Because I don't know why else will a man just literally and this man's own is just one. There are so many other cases. We get so many other cases that's surfacing. There's this case of Breonna Taylor, I think that's her name, who they said a police guy pushed off, a story building, just pushed him down. So many stories of police brutality towards black people, and nothing is being done. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And I'm just like, why is this? What is this? If only Africa was the country, that can raise its head and stand among nations. I'm sure a lot of black Africans will not be stuck in America and all this, dealing with all this systematic racism that they have to deal with like every single day. That really, gosh. Anyway, I don't want this video to be too long, but this is just my thoughts on this. I feel like until black Africa, because there are other parts of Africa that are not black, are fairly okay. I'm concentrating on black Africa. Until black Africa, the leaders, wake up, get their act together and get this continent to be strong. I don't understand how a continent that is so rich, all the natural resources, everything, you're blessed abundantly, but the leaders are so thick in the head, so selfish, so corrupt. We can't just get our acts together and lift our country. We have everything. I use my country, Nigeria, for example, such a rich and blessed country. What is our population? That country is so rich that everybody in that country can live like a king, but a few people sit on the wealth. They refuse to advance the country. They refuse to develop the country. They would take the oil in the country. They would set up them and their people. They will work with foreign governments. They will set up refineries. They get cuts from refineries in foreign countries. They would export the crude oil. They will get their cuts. They would then bring down the crude oil and sell to the people. Like, it's just ridiculous. The corruption in Black Africa, you know. So this is the thing that, you know, white people, when they look at where can we boast of, where can we boast of. Anyway, like I said, I don't want this video to be long, so we're going to move over to the next thing that I also saw on the internet. So this one, again, I don't think I'm not going to play the video, but I'm going to just insert pictures. So okay, yeah, before I even go to this one, another thing that, you know, that I saw on the internet, let's you know, go from bad to good, really. So this one is not like good, but I'm so freaking proud of Jackie Aina. Like, I used to be like, it's not like I hate her, but I was never like a stan, but after what she did, calling out these big fashion brands, you know, that always like to, you know, hickey and hacky with Black people, you know, they always intervene. They like to act like they're Blacks. When we're having the versus battles, they're always there, you know, hey girl, hey sister, you know. They're always, you know, forming Black. And then this thing happened, this police brutality, police attack on the Black, you know, community. So many of this news coming out, and people are shook, people are talking, and these brands are like sick. And she called them out, she tagged them like, hey.
Hey guys, I wanted to call attention to something that I've noticed. And look, I'm gonna be very honest. You don't know what you don't know, right? So if I don't see something, then I'm gonna be left with assumptions. As we know, there are a lot of brands, specifically brands, and yeah, I'm pronouncing that right today because this is a very serious topic, but there are a lot of brands who love capitalizing on Black culture, Black music, Black aesthetic, but are dead silent when it comes to talking about Black issues and Black struggles in our community. So just as much as y'all love hanging out with Ty Dolla $ign and Sweetie and Black Chynas, can y'all at least say something when Black people are being brutally murdered by cops? Donate to the families.
That level of I don't give a fuck is what I'm aspiring to. She called her Fashion Nova, she called her PLT and Revolve. Yeah, she called them out. She was like, you guys like to, you know, you like the Black culture, you like to, you know, interview the Black Chynas, the Ty Dolla $igns, you know, every internet battle, you know, every music battle, you guys are there, you know, you're dropping your comments, you're forming familiar with Black, you know, with Black people, and now Black people are being attacked, and you guys are like I'm telling you guys, I'm a stan. Like, I'm standing that way, because I know that a lot of influencers, a lot of Black influencers, Black people, they might be thinking this in their heads, but you know what, they would just keep quiet because, you know, they don't want to like risk their source of, because, you know, brand deals and brand support and all that. But my babe is like, I don't care, like, I'm calling you guys out. And guess what, the other day she announced on Twitter that Fashion Nova CEO called her, and, you know, to discuss the way forward. How can we help? How can we lend our voice? What is the right way to go about this? Because again, sometimes when, you know, white people want to like join the struggle, they go about it wrongly, they do weird things. Like, I saw on Twitter the other day, and some white people were, you know, they're turning the thing to a makeup challenge. Like, oh my goodness. And on their lips they were putting "I can't breathe." And Alicia was calling, Alicia, she's also a makeup artist, she was calling them out like, this is not the support we are talking about. When we say we need y'all, our allies, who are non-black, to lend your voice to the struggle, this is not what we are talking about. So I think that Fashion Nova, they are going about it the right way. They are calling Jackie and they're saying, how can we help? So I feel like yes, that's a step, that's a way forward. And yeah, so very, very proud of her. I just wanted to put this out there. Yeah, so next thing again that oh my god, this one is absolutely so this white family, yeah, Myka, let me get their name right, because this is even like the first time that I'm ever seeing this family, because I don't even know about them. But apparently they got really huge on social media when they went to adopt this Asian boy. They traveled all the way from here, to that continent to adopt this little boy. The boy's name is Huxley. You know what, I would check for their name and I'll put it on the link on. I'll put it on the screen when I'm editing. So they traveled all the way from America. You know how them white people do sometimes. I know I'm sounding kind of racist, but when I say how them white people, I don't mean all white people, because there are some lovely white people. My neighbor is one of them. She's very lovely person. But when I say them white people, you guys, I mean some white people, let me just spell that out, with their savior complex, and traveled all the way from America to Asia to adopt this little boy. And the truth of the matter is that I saw a video when they were trying to do this adoption thing. The boy's mother kept telling them that the boy has some special needs. The woman herself confessed that the way the boy's mother or the people that were in charge of the whole adoption process, that the way they were sounding as if they were trying to discourage them from it. But she was like, this is he, this is the boy. So she adopted this little boy, and took him home. And it looks like the boy is a special needs boy. Maybe he's autistic, I don't know, but apparently he's a very difficult boy. And she has her own children, and anybody that has a special needs child knows that they take a lot out of you. They will drain you. I mean, children already are very demanding. Then when you now have a special needs one, you have to give so much of you. So much has to give. And they are YouTuber, they're a YouTube family. I think they release daily content or something. So I can imagine the stress of all of that, having to deal with her own children, having to deal with social media, creating content and releasing content, and also having to deal with a special needs son. Like, y'all, it is a lot. And what did the family decide to do? They decide to take the boy back, return the boy. So don't forget that, when they went to adopt this boy, they made, a whole video about it, and they got a lot of views, about 5-point-something million views on that video. And in fact, a lot of the subscribers that they have right now on their channel came from that view. So they got a lot of following because people thought that it was sweet and people were interested in the boy's life, and everything about the boy. And 3 years later they decided that this boy is too difficult, I can't handle this boy, and so I'm taking it back. And of course, trust that social media, because I think people, they didn't even want to come out with it, but people noticed that the boy was no longer in their videos, and people kept asking, where is Huxley, where is Huxley? So the woman had to come out with some crocodile tears. I will try and insert some a little clip of the video here so that you guys can watch.
With international adoption, sometimes there's unknowns and things that are not transparent on files and things like that. And once Huxley came home, there was a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of.
And that's why, like, on Instagram and stuff, I've tried to let you know as little as I could, but I couldn't tell you anymore because I didn't want to mess anything up. And it's just been a really hard place to be in, because I know deep down inside that I don't have to say anything. I don't have to say this, I don't have to, but I want to. I want to tell you.
The reason why we can't go into detail of what actually transpired is because we're truly going to protect Huxley's privacy.
Like Jimmy said earlier when we got Hux, we didn't know a lot of these unknowns. The reason we haven't updated you sooner is because the medical professionals, the agencies, multiple people have been allowing for Huxley to spend time with some different people to see and to make the perfect match and fit for his now new forever family.
You know, so she came with her crocodile tears, you know, talking about how they had to do what's right for the boy, you know, have to find him a family that's going to take very good care of him, his new forever home, blah, 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 blah. So people are like, what if that boy was your son? Because the fact is that when you adopt a child, it's like, what if you give birth to a special needs child? Where are you going to return him to? If you claim to love the boy like, you know, if you love the boy like you claim to love him, you would stick with him. Just imagine now you have a child. I see now people that are giving birth to children with all kinds of illness and everything, and they stick with this, they love their children, because your child is your child. You cannot say, oh, I'm going to return this child because, you know, he's too demanding, he's such a special needs child, so we need to take him to a family that can, you know, have that time to devote to him. It's not like that. When you go and adopt a child, it's like you have to take that child as a child that came out of you. You stuck with it. I mean, do you know the thing? This child now will forever have that, you know, would forever feel rejected. And they took this boy and they exposed this boy to social media, exposed this boy to millions of people worldwide. Now they don't want him anymore. Now they take him back because his needs are too much, you know, for the fragile white woman. Alright, so, and then last but not the least is, oh my god, who is a Jamie and Nikki fan here? Obviously Jamie and Nikki are no longer together, but you know, we still follow them individually. And I was watching Nikki's video, her latest video, and my girl has gone and gotten herself a breast surgery. Like, oh my god. Woo! When I saw the topic, when I saw the title of that video, my friends and family, I rushed that click button. I clicked it so quickly. I think, you know, I must be one of the first people that watched that video. And oh my days, when I saw the new every time, you know, I cannot call the word because I don't know, YouTube can be crazy sometimes, crazy, but when I saw the new, you know, the new package, this was my reaction. I took a look at my slippers. I took a look at the slippers that I have on my chest, and I wept. I wept for poverty. I wept for poverty. I wept, and I caused poverty. I caused poverty in my life, because if not for poverty, why would I not go and get myself a standing? You know? Why would I not want to do something about the slippers I have in my chest? Did you see how beautiful that was? I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. Ain't nothing wrong with, you know, I mean, doing something to better what you already have. I like the fact that, you know, it's still very good with her body, everything. Like, I know some people are like on anti-surgery, but I mean, do you, man, do you? If you have the money and you want to do it, my sister, do what you got to do, okay? Something like breast, you cannot exercise your way out of. There's nothing you can do. When you have children and children suckle this thing, it just falls like slippers. Sometimes I will wear some clothes and I will look at myself, I'll be like, oh my god, if only. I mean, I don't regret the fact that, you know, I breastfed my children, you know, they enjoyed this. I would do it over and over again. But man, if I have money tomorrow, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this baby standing again, you know, so that when I wear people like this, they will stand. Anybody that wanna die can go and die, you know what I'm saying? Alright guys, so yeah, that stage, you know, like I said, we went from the, you know, sadness to, you know, this one. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed this chatty kind of video. enjoyed the video and you want more of this kind of commentaries and opinion, you know, type of videos, make sure to, you know, smash that like button, okay? Alright, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification, because, you know, I'm gonna be hitting you guys with more videos very, very soon. And of course, you know,